What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, and this is my top 10 favorite Mastodon songs. 10 to 1. Put the list on the screen when I'm done. I made a playlist. The playlist goes from 10 to 1 because number 1 is such an epic masterpiece that it cannot go first. So yeah, let's just do this. Number 10, Sleeping Giant. Sort of the moody, proggy, ominous, slowly building narrative heart of Blood Mountain. It just starts off, takes a while before the lyrics drop, has this really kind of eerie, like proggy guitar. It's like it doesn't feel very metal at first. It feels a lot more proggy than it does metal, though there's obviously metal elements in everything Mastodon does. But then it just kind of builds in intensity until we get like sort of your typical ferocious Mastodon monster. But that first minute and a half with like just those guitars lines coming in and they're kind of eerie, like dude, kind of like spacey and eerie, and really set the environment. The whole concept of the album is like, it's a loose concept, but it's like just being alone on a mountain, I think, and like being exposed to the elements and like maybe devolving into like this animal as other animals try to attack you. It's a complicated concept that I don't know, doesn't hurt the album in any way. But this Sleeping Giant, it really does feel like you wake up on this mountain and things start to come to life. And at first you're like, oh, this is kind of cool and mysterious. And then it gets kind of crazy intense. Just an absolutely beautiful song. Number 9, This Mortal Soil. Another one that has kind of a proggier, more slowly developing like intro that kind of unfolds and maybe gives you a false sense of peace before things just get like incredibly chaotic and all over the place and attacking and just absolutely violent in the best Mastodon sort of way. Just an absolutely beautiful song. This song is also on Blood Mountain. There's a lot of Blood Mountains on there. Really nice funky prog metal groove in the middle of this. That's absolutely awesome. This is another one where you're just like, the grooves, man. This band drops into grooves that are sick. And this is one of those that feels like a little bit like a mini epic. It's definitely not one of the longest songs on this list, but it almost feels like it in the way it unfolds over so many different kind of styles. Great song. Number 8, Blood and Thunder, the opening track off Leviathan. Dun, 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 dun. Just absolutely killer opening riff, and then the drums just come in all crazy, and we're off to the races. It's just a pure shot of metal adrenaline to kick off that album, and yeah, it's exhilarating. I went back and forth whether to put this on here at number 8 or the opening track to Blood Mountain, which has a similar just attack energy to start off. But I went with this because I play this song all the time for my kindergarten class, and I've converted several kids to metal over the years. And I had one kid who absolutely loved this track, and he went home and told his dad, and they started listening to Mastodon, and then he went deep down a rabbit hole. A couple months ago, back in May, I went to see, who would I go to see? The Pirate Band. But I went and see Cannibal Corpse and the Pirate Band. Amon Amarth, and he was there. So 5-year-old kid was there. He had his like headphones on. Absolutely loved it. But we were at school talking about this show and how crazy it was. There was a little blonde girl in my class, just the most petite, awesome little person, and she was like, "That sounds really cool, but do you know who Rammstein is? Rammstein sings in German, and German is way more metal than anything else." And I was like, "Yeah, we're on." But I don't know what the point of that was. But yeah, Blood and Thunder, awesome opening track. But I turned on that kid to metal because of Blood and Thunder. Old Nessie is next. Another just kind of big, epic song that kind of unfolds over many different things. A little bit of a proggy element in there. Really nice opening riff that the band kind of builds around. But it's just got that, kind of slowly enveloping thing that then drops into like deeper, heavier, more just typical Mastodon grooves. About a minute and 30 in, we get a nice kind of airier, spacier vibe. And then about 2.5, it gets heavy again. We get some nice stoner metal riffs in there. It's off their first album. Really, really good song. Number 6 is Megalodon. This is off Leviathan. Absolutely just awesome just brutal, straight ahead metal attack that has one of my favorite moments. I think it's about a minute and a half into the song. I wrote the exact time down so that if you listen to it, you know, at the minute 20 mark, there's this little breakdown and there's this little, like this little hoedown, bluegrass sort of backwoods breakdown. And then it just goes into this like double time, just ridiculous riff. And I knew a 2-year-old once who we were trying to turn on to metal, and we used to listen to XM and drive around. And one night we dropped his sister off at like a sleepover, and this song came on like whatever the XM radio station we were listening to, and like we're kind of, I was watching him through the rear view mirror, and he was really enjoying it. He was like, you know, nodding his head, and then we got to that middle part, and I looked in the back, and he kind of like, he recognized that this was a weird moment, and then as soon as the beat drops, he was just like banging his head in the back seat for like a minute. It was pretty awesome. But Megalodon, it's a heavy metal rocker for all ages, people. Mastodon crosses all generations. Number 5, Hearts Alive, another song off Leviathan. We're really focusing on the same couple albums here. This is an absolutely huge song. This is sort of, Leviathan is inspired by Moby Dick. The first 2 minutes of this sounds like a sea journey. Not like a very comfortable sea journey, but like not too rough waters, but you're chasing something. You're going after something. You're on the high seas. And then what is it? The 2 minute and 5 mark, the white whale is encountered, and it gets much more aggressive and much more chaotic. And the course of this song, you have just, it's your Mastodon thing where you're going through all these different moods and tempo changes and rhythm changes and really crazy proggy part in the middle of this. Kind of gets punky for a while, kind of gets a little thrashy for a while. About the 7 minute mark, we hit this chord, bam, that almost seems like we've reached the end, but then just more chaos ensues after that. Absolutely exhilarating song. Ends with like a kind of a chugging Iron Maiden type galloping sort of rhythm at the end. I think it's like 13 plus minutes. Just absolute beast of a song. Hearts Alive. Number 4 off their debut album Remission, March of the Fire Ants. Number 2 track. Awesome opening riff. Drops into an awesome groove. Grooves keep changing over the course of it. This is a definitive Mastodon template song. Song number 2 on their debut album. First song's kind of a little more punky and thrashy and that aggression, short little burst of aggression. This is like their first declarative statement as a 21st century metal band. Fantastic, fantastic song. Great energy, great riffs, great playing, great writing. A beast. Yeah. Number 3 is the Czar off the Law, Crack the Sky. Mini epic, like 10 plus minutes long. Really awesome slow build, really cool vocals. Great, like dun, like little cool guitar riff that kind of drops in the middle that changes the tempo. A 3-part mini epic multi-part suite of just incredible prog metal. Like the Crack the Sky was their 4th album. It is the like dramatic, I don't want to say serious because none of their stuff is like frivolous, but it just seems like they're going for something bigger and huger and like with more of a statement. And everything about this song musically just feels that heavy metal statement. Really couple cool changes in it, some great grooves, some great prog development, some great vocals. The Czar, I mean, just an absolute beast of a song. Number 2 is Capillarian Crest. For my notes on this, so I wouldn't forget the things I wanted to say when I was talking about this song, there was a moment I wrote like, starts off with this groove, changes again, and then I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't even know what's going on in this song. It is pedal to the metal, but not like just, like it's proggy, aggression, thrashy, some punk vocal energy. There's straight thrash at time. This like literally this head spinning dizzy instrumental jam in the middle that is just like incredibly technical. But the cool thing about Mastodon is even when they get in the weeds on the technical things, sort of the Inca Roads, the 21st century Schizo Man craziness and like Jethro Tull type stuff, the momentum, the drive, they don't ever seem like they stop to do this crazy stuff. They seem like they're doing this stuff at like 100 miles per hour. And Capillarian Crest is just like, what did they just do? And like, I've seen them do this live and you're just like, what did they just do? Like this band is a beast, and Capillary and Crest is just mind-blowing. It's just absolutely amazing. Another song off Blood Mountain. That makes it what? Only 3 songs off Blood Mountain. That's not bad. And then number 1, by far my favorite. Not by far, that's a stupid thing to say. But for 2 reasons, this takes the cake. Number 1 is The Last Baron off Crack the Sky. It's like 13 minutes or so. Another epic, epic song. It closes the album. Last time they played here in San Antonio, they opened with this sucker. It was one of those things where like, yeah, you can just walk off the stage now if you want. I am happy. It's also a slowly developing prog song. Great lyrics. Absolutely love the lyrics to this thing and the way they're delivered. The singing on this, I think, is some of their best. We say what? Just the way they just drag out their vocals. It's got like multiple parts. It's got this really, really highly technical section in the middle that is sort of 21st century Schizoid Man type. And then there's a section towards the end before like the last section, which has this killer closing guitar solo that just drops into what might be the greatest groove this band has ever laid down. It's just this dun, 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 and the guitar's like just scraping up and down the strings, and the groove is just ferocious. And then they go into this other part, then they drop back into the groove again. Saw them play this at this Austin festival, this now defunct, probably the greatest music festival I've ever been to. Repeatedly was the Fun Fest back in like late 2008-9 to like the mid 2010s. Then it finally they just stopped it for some reason. But they closed the Sunday night festival day, and they played this song. And you know, there's thousands and thousands of people, and when they got to that groove, like there was no pit. The pit just became this like everybody bounce into this groove. Just absolutely exhilarating moment. And when I saw them in San Antonio, they played this place called the Aztec Theater, which is like this tiered theater. And I wasn't on the floor, but was like on one of the little tiers, like stage high. Like you could feel the entire place just bouncing. It was absolutely amazing. This band is amazing. But that's what they look like. If you want to check out the playlist, it's on Spotify. They're in 10-to-1 order. So you have to wait to get to The Last Baron. But wait, because I think even after you listen to all the craziness that happens in the first 9 songs, Last Baron should probably still blow you away. If I rearrange the order, Blood and Thunder would be first because it's one of the best opening tracks ever. I would put Blood and Thunder first on that thing, but I'm going to leave it from 10-to-1 just because. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Let me know your favorite Mastodon songs. Let me know which ones I missed, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and go listen to Mastodon, people. Definitely one of the goats of the 21st century as far as metal goes, undeniably. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace. Talk to you later.